Listen to this. You know that catchy new single I was chatting about today in our group chat? Yep, I've listened to it like about 50 times already today. I swear that tune follows me around. I find myself humming while I was working on a mixed media collage for our dear Hana. And hey, don't worry. It's not one of those chaotic university project types. Remember how we turned Kiyoshi into an alien? Good times. Good times. Speaking of, do you remember Kiyoshi's tofu katsu curry? Hana would have had a field day with that. I'm somewhat tempted to whip it up in the kitchen myself this week. What do you say? Virtual cook-off session? Oh, and for your information, I didn't sign up for a sushi burger for dessert. The day Kiyoshi makes that, I'll make my vegan car. Thank you very much. But honestly, chatting with you lot, plus the wonderful day I spent crafting this collage, it gave me a peculiar kind of inspiration to blend my love for design with all sorts of stuff. Industrial art, meals, random chit-chat, even my daily run. It's like finding a harmony, you know? I mean, isn't it kind of fascinating how life can at times be like a collage too? A bit of this, a bit of that, skills here, deficiencies there. Gah! Too philosophical, isn't it? Who knew creating a collage would lead to existential crises? Anyway, before I forget, how about that run this weekend? Midori is hell-bent on cycling, but I bet we can easily turn that cycle into a trendy running shoe. What say? Kiyoshi is already on board. And no, this isn't an invitation to a marathon. Yet. But honestly, these little encounters, the random spikes of creativity in our day-to-day lives, it's fuel, isn't it? And it's not just for the work we do, but more about the lives we lead. It's almost like charging our own human battery, you know? Oh, listen to me rambling about batteries. The occupational hazard of being in the EV industry, I suppose. Well, that's about it for today. An artsy day, mixed plate conversations, my weird philosophical insights, and my not-so-subtle attempt to drag you into a weekend run. I should probably sign out before I start theorizing about the effects of mustard and wasabi. Talk to you tomorrow. And remember, the run stays on the table, all right? Continuing from where we left off, you know that trail Sunwoo and I found? The one in the city park? I had an epiphany there today. Out of the blue, I started thinking about how visual aesthetics make such a massive difference in our perception of things. I was just running, right? But there was this electric vehicle that caught my eye. And it occurred to me that visual appeal could be a major driver for the adoption of electric vehicles. Don't you think it's mesmerizing how a simple run through the park can provoke such remarkable ideas? And speaking of ideas, do you remember that movie Kiyoshi was talking about in our group chat today? Yes, the one about the girl's journey to find a rare book. I laughingly drew a parallel between her journey and the search for the perfect EV design. But I realized that it's not really far-fetched. I mean, the essence of both journeys lies in looking beyond the obvious, right? And I believe that's how we deepen our understanding of life and our fields of work. Oh, also, Midori shared something really thought-provoking. She noted how the aesthetic aspect of design could actually encourage the adoption of EVs. It's like when food is plated beautifully, it not only enhances the dining experience, but also kindles our interest in trying new dishes, right? She hit the nail on the head with that one. Guess what Kiyoshi did next? He smartly diverted the conversation by reminiscing about our first Christmas together. Yeah, the one with the hilarious decorations and his epic culinary experiments. I still can't forget his reactions when we replaced one of his secret ingredients with wasabi. I know it sounds like a chaotic scene straight out of a sitcom, but those moments are some of the most joyous memories we have, don't they? All of us laughing together, embracing our peculiarities. It was comforting. Makes me think, isn't it fun to revel in such impulsiveness also sometimes? We painstakingly plan and pursue our life goals, like my aim to start a successful design firm or to run a marathon. But these spontaneous, hilariously wild moments, they're what make our journey truly memorable, don't they? I mean, who would have thought a dentist from Busan would unknowingly create explosive cookies using wasabi? This is what our journey is all about, isn't it? Which brings me to our upcoming me time. Kiyoshi has pledged to bring the drinks and promised not to add any unexpected twists this time around. While it is difficult to believe him, all we can do is hope, right? And Midori, our dear explorer, is all set to handle decor duties. Remember the last time she tried to set up the Christmas tree? But hey, here's to hoping for something a lot less Christmas tragic this time. On that note, mesmerizing how a simple run can provoke such remarkable ideas, right? And it occurred to me again today when I was working on this new EV design. It's a challenging task, balancing the aesthetics and functionality. None can be compromised. And while I was sketching and reshaping the model, Min-Soo walked in. You remember Min-Soo, my colleague and close friend at Volt Motors, right? He saw me in that serious brainstorming mode and grinned a bit. It's so relieving when you have people around who understand your silent struggles. He sat next to me and we started discussing the design. Moments like these are the ones I genuinely cherish, the real process behind our finished designs. But it made me think how difficult it is to find a sweet spot between elegance and functionality. Consumers prefer sleek designs, but that restricts space for the battery. It's much like when Kiyoshi opts taste over presentation. Oh, and guess who has suddenly started reminiscing about Christmas out of the blue? Yes, Kiyoshi. He lightened up the serious discussion with his Christmas thoughts, and trust me, we all shared a good laugh. That day when we replaced one of his secret cake ingredients with wasabi, it was chaos, laughter, and love all at once. Reminded me how vital it is to sometimes set aside all the weight and just laugh at our work, at ourselves. An important part of our journey, isn't it? Walking through challenges is fine, but a little hop and skip through them is fun. But amidst all this, I realize we have something unique planned for the weekend, don't we? Our very own cook-off challenge. Okay, I promise to put behind the thoughts of Kiyoshi trying his hands at fusion cuisine. It's beautiful how interactions like these balance out my day. Creative brainstorming about EV designs at 1 minute and giggling about funny kitchen anecdotes the next. It's nourishing, mentally and emotionally, and it's essential, right? Because at the end, it's about our lives too, not just our work. That reminds me, Yonho and I exchanged some really insightful feedback on our projects today. It's immensely refreshing to have different perspectives on your work, don't you agree? Having colleagues who are also friends definitely has its perks. It's like effortlessly blending personal and professional life and in turn, getting the best out of both. So the design will hopefully be ready soon, and brace yourself for this. I have thought of a celebratory feast. But hey, don't worry. Kiyoshi has promised not to add any unexpected ingredients this time around, and so fingers crossed.